boy said, I need lunch. Pretty girl who can take a punch. Misogynistic, anarchistic. Love the pain, but I ain't sadistic. Got no time for enemies. Who needs them now with friends like these? A maniac for cardiac. 4, 3, 2, 1, we attack. Ace of spades in Danger City. They got razor blades in Danger City. Danger, danger, Danger City.
First night when it was Man or Astro Man played that first night when I said, you know, I was forced to do this show and it turned out to be a huge success and the rest is history. But what nobody remembers is Man or Astro Man, somebody opened for Man or Astro Man. And I will let Dirk tell you who the band was that opened for Man or Astro Man. The first band to play here on the Mighty Double Down stage before there was a stage. The first open E guitar chord ever played here was played by who?
Dirk Vermin.
Dirk Vermin.
You're goddamn right.
That's it. That's all I gotta say.
That's it. So I win.
Dirk wins.
And I'll be the last motherfucking E chord at the day we fucking blow up. So I mean, I guess we can talk about being a kid out in Vegas. You know, my first influence was Elvis Presley. And I know that's an influence on you as well. But that was the first time I realized what a rock star was, what a celebrity was. And I was a little kid, you know. I mean, I'm 5, 6 years old. And I was obsessed with Elvis.
You were born and raised here, weren't you?
I was born and raised here, yeah. 1965. I'll be 55 this year. You can see the gray there. But 55 this year, and then proud of it, man. I earned every one of these goddamn gray hairs, trust me. But Elvis was it. That was my god. I just thought he was the most amazing thing in the world. Then later on, I discovered rock and roll. You know, a different rock and roll. We're talking the '70s, and so I remember hearing Ballroom Blitz, and it was Kino 1460, which still exists. AM stations, probably talk radio now, but at the time, they were playing AM hits. So you had the Sweet and Kansas and God knows what else. But the Sweet sounded different. You know, it was subversive. It sounded dangerous. And that was such a special thing that I think that not a lot of people will ever have again, because nothing's special anymore. It's so accessible that it doesn't mean anything. But when I was a kid, it meant everything, because it's what we had. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have Facebook. I didn't have the internet. I didn't have anything. None of us did at that time. So when you felt something was yours and something special, and that's what music did. As soon as it became yours. And so that has carried on through absolutely every single decade of my life. The first time I heard the Ramones or the Damned or the Sex Pistols, my God, the first time I saw the Sex Pistols, they looked like aliens from another planet. And it was so shocking to see that and then be influenced by that. And then all of a sudden your classic old tired rock seemed very tired. And I will always I always love AC/DC and Ted Nugent and things like that, and I'll love them to this day. But man, the first time I heard that early punk stuff was incredible. And then the influence from Southern California came. So you got Fear, The Adolescents, Black Flag, TSOL, just all these amazing bands that are coming out of Southern California, and that kind of influenced the Vegas sound. So in the 1980s, I put my first record out in 1987. So give me 1 second, sorry. Gotta love a good cigar. So, being influenced by that Southern California thing, especially the Adolescents, who I've become friends with through the years. And that affected my guitar playing, and Agent Orange too. My God, that first Agent Orange album.
They can make things worse for me, sometimes I'd rather die. They can tell me lots of things, but I can't see eye to
just so many classics that come along. But the very first time I heard Fear, that was my religion. I don't care about you, fuck you, New York's alright if you like saxophone. It's just these amazing, iconic songs. And there was a real tongue-in-cheek to it. You know, Lee Ving was a little bit older. He was a Vietnam vet. You know, he was probably 30 when he was in Fear, and we were in our teens. So he had the perspective of a man in a juvenile world. You know what I mean? So you know, you had the guys in the circle jerks and all that, and they're in their teens. But here's Lee Ving. He comes in there. He had a perspective that was so unique that it's carried on to this day. And I've gotten to open for Fear so many times, and they become, you know, it's one of the few bands I have tattooed on me is Fear. You know, that's not my own. So it's crazy now to be, you know, I'll be 55 years old this year, and I get so excited about that album and about that music. I listen to everything. I don't listen to punk rock anymore, but I'm playing in a punk rock cover band now called the Dead Dolls. But we're doing classic rock. Our favorite songs, we're doing Wang Dangs. We're not Wang Dangs playing pretend. We're doing Ted Nugent. We're doing Ted Nugent in a punk band, and we're having a blast doing it. So we've kind of taken it full circle. All of our influences coming up, but then we do a Fear medley. We do the Dead Boys. We do a lot of fun stuff. In addition to that, after Hostile Talent, the punk band that I was in a few years ago, putting out one of the best albums I think I've ever done, which was Sweet Dreams from the Gutter. That was what the Vermin should have became. Is what Hostile Talent, Dirk Vermin of Hostile Talent became, because the Vermin was such an iconic band in this town for 20 years. We were the Fear of Vegas. We were definitely one of the punk bands that mattered, even though we were maybe second tier, if you want to look at it, because you look at the early punk bands in Vegas, and you've got Self-Abuse, and you've got AWOL, and you have MIA, and you have Subterfuge, and F8, and all these amazing early bands, which I eventually became friends with and played with for many, many years. And a lot of those members, especially the guys from AWOL, Anthony Hudak, who I started Vermin from Venus with in 1986, put our first record out. One of the first records ever produced in Vegas was Vermin from Venus, Attack of the Killer Virgin Prom Queen. Not my finest hour, but it was one of the first fucking records in this town. And so there's a lot of firsts in my life, and maybe not the best, but playing the Double Down the first time, and you only get that first once. But here I am 30 years later, still excited about producing records, still excited about writing records, and still excited about the next song that I'm going to do and the next album that I'm going to do. And that's an amazing gift that I gave myself, to be honest. I could have drifted away 20 years ago. A lot of people might have been happy about that. But here I am, still.